Led by Trinity, a beautiful stranger he met, a computer hacker named Neo was thrown into an unwelcoming underworld where he met Morpheus, an elusive figure that Neo believes can answer his question, what is the Matrix? The opening scene of the film shows the world in the year 1999. Trinity is being cornered by policemen who have surrounded the area. When the suited agents arrived and saw other policemen outside the abandoned hotel, they knew right then that those who had been sent inside the hotel were defeated, which is exactly what was happening as Trinity knocked everyone down with ease. Trinity called Morpheus, who told her to go to a phone booth. Trinity escaped from the agents, running and jumping from one roof to another. The policemen were in disbelief as they witnessed Trinity, and the agents jumped to another roof that was far from where they were, showing superhuman abilities. Jumping into a window, Trinity waited for the agents to follow with her guns raised. Seeing as the agents didn't follow, Trinity quickly went to where the phone booth was, only for the agents to arrive with a truck ready to hit the phone booth as soon as she got in it. When the phone rang, Trinity rushed to get inside the phone booth at the same time as the agent's truck sped towards it. When the truck hit and destroyed the phone booth, it was too late, as Trinity had disappeared. A computer programmer named Thomas Anderson is seen sleeping in front of his computer. Thomas lives two lives, one where he is Thomas Anderson and one where he is a hacker that goes by the name Neo. When Neo woke up, he saw that his computer was typing something on its own. The computer mentioned the Matrix and told Neo to follow the White Rabbit. When a guy named Choi knocked on his door for something that he bought, Choi and his girlfriend invited Neo to go with them to a club. Neo initially refused, but when he saw the White Rabbit tattoo on the girl's shoulder, he remembered what the computer told him about following a white rabbit and decided to go with the group. In the club, Neo was approached by Trinity, whom he had heard of as the one who cracked the IRS D-base. Trinity warned Neo about the danger he was in and told him everything that she knew about him. Just like Trinity before, Neo had been receiving random messages on his computer with the phrase, "The Matrix." It bugged Neo, who began sleeping in front of his computer every night, looking for Morpheus, the only one who could answer his question about the Matrix. The next day at work, a phone was delivered to Neo, and with the phone, Neo received a call from Morpheus, who somehow knew exactly what was happening in Neo's work. Agents and policemen arrived in his office to arrest him, and to escape, Neo must do exactly what Morpheus tells him to. But when Neo stepped out the window after being told by Morpheus to go to the scaffold to get to the roof, the phone fell after a strong wind hit him. He decided he wasn't brave enough to do it and surrendered himself to the police. Inside an interrogation room, the agents revealed that they had been watching Neo, and they knew that Neo had been recently contacted by Morpheus. Morpheus is considered to be the most dangerous man alive, and so the agents offered Neo a clean slate in exchange for his help in locating Morpheus. When Neo refused to cooperate, the agents literally shut his mouth up and planted a robotic bug inside his abdomen. When Neo jumped awake, he was relieved because he thought that what happened was nothing but a bad dream. But then he received a phone call from Morpheus, who told him to go to the Adam Street Bridge if he still wanted answers about the Matrix. Under the bridge, Neo was fetched by Trinity, who told him to lie back so she could use a device to get the bug out of him. The latter was freaked out to see that what happened in his dream was real. Trinity took Neo to Morpheus, who was glad to see that Neo had come. Morpheus talked about the Matrix, but refused to tell Neo what it really was. As Morpheus explained, the Matrix is everywhere. You can see and feel it all around you, but the world has blinded Neo to the truth. Just like everyone else, Neo's mind is a slave to the world, and the only way for him to know the truth is to see it for himself. Morpheus offered 2 pills, one red and one blue. If Neo took the blue pill, he'd forget about everything and go on with his life as if nothing had happened. If he takes the red pill, he will learn the truth about the Matrix. Neo took the red pill, and Morpheus led him inside a room where he learned that the red pill was part of the trace program that allows Morpheus and his team to pinpoint Neo's location. Attached to a machine, Neo witnessed the broken mirror go back to its perfect condition, and when he touched it, the mirror's goo swallowed him whole, and Neo screamed in pain until he blacked out. Neo woke up in a liquid-filled pod, and he found himself naked and hairless. He looked around the place he was in and saw multiple pods containing other humans, The wires attached to Neo were unplugged, and Neo fell into the water below. Neo fell unconscious as he was carried into Morpheus's ship, called Nebuchadnezzar. When Neo woke up, Morpheus told him that the current year was closer to 2199. Morpheus gave Neo a tour of Nebuchadnezzar and introduced his crew to Neo. Trinity then helped Neo get attached to another machine, and Morpheus stuck something at the back of Neo's head. Neo screamed in pain, and when he opened his eyes, he saw that he was inside a white room called the Construct, a computer program where they could load anything they needed. His appearance had gone back to normal, which is actually his residual image, the mental projection of Neo's digital self. Morpheus opened the small TV in the middle of the room and showed Neo the world in the year 1999. Morpheus revealed that Neo had been living in an artificial world as he showed the reality the current world was in, a scorched world that is now called the desert of the real. Morpheus explained that in the early 21st century, humankind birthed artificial intelligence, which spawned an entire race of machines that destroyed the world. Throughout human history, humans have become dependent on machines, believing that they are the only way for the world to survive. These machines have grown smarter and started rebelling against humanity, successfully taking over the world and imprisoning humans in the Matrix, a computer-generated dream world where human beings are being changed into batteries for the machines. Neo couldn't believe what he discovered, and he left the construct, panicking and vomiting as he lost consciousness. When he woke up, Morpheus told him about the man who was born inside the Matrix when it was first built. The man had the ability to change everything in the Matrix as he saw fit. The man freed the first of the humans that had been imprisoned and taught them the whole truth about the Matrix. When the man died, the Oracle prophesied his return, and that the man would be the cause of the Matrix's destruction. Since then, Morpheus and the others who had been freed have searched the whole Matrix looking for the prophecy, and they believe that Neo is the chosen one. The next day, Neo's training began. Different knowledge and skills were installed in Neo, and the whole crew was amazed at how fast he was taking it all in. But just like them, Neo also failed his first jump. In one particular training, Morpheus introduced Neo to the agents, who are sentient programs that can move in and out of any software hardwired to the system. This means that anyone who hasn't been unplugged is potentially an enemy to them. Morpheus and Neo went out of the Matrix when they received a call that a killing machine called the Sentinel was searching the area. They hid Nebuchadnezzar and turned everything off as they waited until the Sentinel left. The next day, the whole crew, except for Tank and Dozer, went into the Matrix to meet the Oracle. When they reached the artificial world, Cypher dropped his phone into the trash can before he drove Neo, Morpheus, and Trinity to where the Oracle is. When they reached the Oracle's safe house, Neo met the other potentials who had rejected the Matrix but weren't fully awake yet. When Neo finally met the Oracle, the latter checked on him and apologized afterwards. Neo concluded that she meant he wasn't the chosen one. The Oracle also revealed that a day would come when Neo would have to make a choice between himself and Morpheus. One of them is going to die, and it is up to Neo to choose who that person is. After the talk with the Oracle, Neo went back to where they first came from with the others. It is where Neo saw a black cat pass by, shaking its fur. Neo looked away for a second, and when he looked back, he saw another black cat pass by, shaking its fur like the first one did. He mindlessly said the phrase déjà vu, causing the others to look at him. Trinity explained that déjà vu usually means that there was a glitch in the Matrix, which happens when something has changed. Tank called Mouse and told the latter to get out as agents had cut the hard line, trapping the crew. Mouse, who was guarding their way out of the Matrix, had been killed. The rest of the crew went inside the walls to go down, but when the ashes of the debris poured over them, Cypher coughed, attracting the attention of a cop who started firing at the walls. The cop's appearance turned into that of an agent, and he tried to grab onto Neo, but Morpheus, who still believed that Neo was the chosen one, broke through the wall and told the rest of the crew to leave and protect Neo as he fought with the agent. The agent introduced himself as Agent Smith before the fight between him and Morpheus began. Agent Smith is stronger and beats Morpheus easily. Once Morpheus was beaten enough, Agent Smith ordered the cops to restrain him. Meanwhile, Trinity called Tank to look for a new exit. and Cypher, who was the last one to follow the crew, had been separated from them because of a car accident. He went to a phone booth and called Tank so he could go out of the Matrix first. Once he was back in Nebuchadnezzar, Cypher killed Tank and Dozer. Because of this, the phone call that was meant to take the others out of the Matrix was stopped. Trinity called Tank using the phone they used just for communication and discovered that Cypher had killed both Tank and Dozer. It was then revealed that Cypher was the one who shared their location with the agents, who had successfully retrieved Morpheus just as they planned. Cypher had been working for the agents, and in return, the sentient programs would reinsert Cypher's body so he could go back to sleep. Once he wakes up, he won't remember anything that has ever happened, and he will live a wealthy life, just as the agents promised him. Still on a phone call with Cypher, Trinity and Neo watched as both Apoc and Switch died in front of them, as Cypher had killed their real bodies in Nebuchadnezzar. Cypher approached Neo's body, telling Trinity that he planned on unplugging Neo, and that if he really was the Chosen One, some kind of miracle would happen that would save Neo from him. And a miracle did happen, as Tank was still alive and managed to kill Cypher before the latter could unplug Neo. With the help of Tank, Trinity and Neo went back to Nebuchadnezzar, and they comforted each other for the loss of their friends. The remaining 3 of the crew discovered that the agents were trying to break into Morpheus's mind to get the codes to Zion's mainframe computer. Zion is the last human city on the planet Earth, and if the sentient programs got the codes to its mainframe, humanity would be completely destroyed. Tank and Trinity were devastated, as they knew they had no choice but to kill Morpheus to prevent the agents from getting the codes to Zion's mainframe computer. But before Tank could pull the plug, Neo stopped him as he explained what the Oracle told him. Determined, Neo decided to go in and save Morpheus. Neo explained that he wasn't the Chosen One, that it was only Morpheus who believed he was. And now that Neo finally understood what Morpheus would do just for Neo, he decided that he'd also do anything to save Morpheus, even when he knew it would be a suicide mission to go to the agent's base. Seeing this determination, Trinity decided to go in with Neo despite the latter's disapproval. Trinity and Neo geared up and ambushed the 3 agents' base. When they were done with their killing spree, they entered the elevator, and Trinity assembled a bomb inside. Once the bomb was ready, Neo and Trinity climbed on top of the elevator and shot the cables, detaching them from the elevator, which gave it the momentum to pull them up as the elevator hit the ground, causing the bomb to explode. One of the pilots in the helicopter morphed into one of the 3 agents, and Neo started shooting at him, but the agent dodged all of the bullets before firing at Neo too. Neo leaned backwards and dodged the bullets, but one bullet hit him in the leg, causing him to fall to the ground. Before the agent could kill him, Trinity shot the agent in the head, and the agent's body morphed back into the pilot. With the help of Tank, Trinity and Neo used the enemy's helicopter and flew it next to the building, right in front of the level where Morpheus and the agents are. Neo rained bullets on the agents using the machine gun, and the agents fell to the ground, their bodies morphing back to their original human bodies. With the agents gone for a while, Morpheus brought out all his strength and broke the chains that were tying him down. He ran towards the helicopter, ready to jump into it, when the agents appeared again and shot him in the leg. Seeing that Morpheus wasn't going to make it, he grabbed the rope and jumped forward, grabbing onto Morpheus. The agent shot the helicopter, and Trinity struggled to control it as she gave Neo and Morpheus a close distance to a building so the 2 men could jump down. To save Trinity, Neo grabbed onto the rope, and Trinity grabbed the other end of it, detaching it from the helicopter and swinging away from it as Neo held the rope to keep her from falling. Tank was amazed as he witnessed it, and he knew right then and there that Neo really was the Chosen One. Once Trinity was safe, Morpheus insisted that Neo really was the Chosen One. The Oracle only told Neo what she needed to hear, and sooner or later Neo would realize the difference between knowing and walking the path. It doesn't matter if Neo knows that he was the prophecy or not. What matters is that now he is walking the path of the Chosen One. Knowing your path doesn't always mean you can walk it. The 3 of them went to an abandoned subway station to leave the Matrix. Morpheus was the first to exit, and before Trinity followed, she stated that everything the Oracle told her had come true, except for one thing. Trinity exited the Matrix without explaining further, and right after she left, the agent arrived and destroyed the telephone. Instead of running away, Neo decided to fight Agent Smith, finally believing that he was indeed the chosen one. When Neo fell on the railway tracks, Agent Smith put him in a headlock to keep him there until the train arrived. But Neo gathered all his strength and jumped, leaving Agent Smith to get hit by the train. But Agent Smith transferred into another body and stepped out of the train unscathed. Seeing this, Neo decided to just run away under Tank's guidance. When he heard the telephone ring for his exit, Neo followed where the sound was coming from. Upon opening the door, Agent Smith suddenly appeared and repeatedly shot Neo, killing him. Meanwhile, the Sentinels have reached Nebuchadnezzar and started destroying the ship. But Tank and Morpheus couldn't move at all after witnessing the death of Neo. Trinity, on the other hand, talked to Neo's lifeless body. She revealed that the Oracle told her she would fall in love with the Chosen One, and Trinity has fallen for Neo. Trinity whispered under her breath that Neo can't die because she loves him before kissing him. Just like magic, Trinity's kiss brought Neo back to life. Seeing that he had gone back to life, the agents fired at him, but Neo reached his hand out and stopped the bullets. Agent Smith ran towards him and started throwing punches, which Neo easily blocked before he kicked Agent Smith away. Neo then ran towards Agent Smith and disappeared into his body. This caused Agent Smith's body to distort and explode. Scared, the two other agents looked like they had escaped, and Neo immediately went out of the Matrix. In Nebuchadnezzar's time, the ship was being destroyed by the Sentinels. A Sentinel flew towards Neo's body, aiming to kill the Chosen One, and Trinity hugged Neo's body to protect him from the Sentinel. Before the Sentinel could harm both Neo and Trinity, it was disabled because Morpheus had set off the EMP. Neo woke up after exiting the Matrix and found Trinity hugging him. The two of them stared into each other's eyes before Neo pulled Trinity for a kiss. The ending scene sees Neo in the Matrix, making a telephone call, and promising the machines that he will free the imprisoned humans from their grasp, and that he will show them a world where anything is possible. He hung up and put on his shades before flying away.